Level Up Protocol, back with another one here. Today's vlog is, first of all, actually, I live stream every Sunday at 1 p.m. Come join me, come chop it up. I'm always open to new topics to talk about and make vlogs about. And people give me a lot of suggestions in there, and people talk about their progress in life and how they're doing. Talk to each other, talk to me. So come join me Sundays at 1 p.m. Today's vlog is about how to enjoy life after quitting weed. Now, after you decide you want to put weed down yourself, your own decision, don't let anyone tell you to do that. Once you make that decision, this vlog is about how to get back to normal and how to enjoy life again. So the first thing I'll say is before you even consider going back to smoking recreationally or even how you used to before consistently after quitting, however you used to smoke when you're considering and thinking about going back to that point, I will say first wait until you've actually cleared your system. So it could be 2 months, it could be 3 months, it could be 4 months. It's different for everybody. But wait until at least all the withdrawal symptoms are gone. Wait until you're sleeping normally, eating normally, feeling normally, thinking normally, before you consider your return to marijuana. Now, if your symptoms, your withdrawal symptoms and stuff don't pass away after 2 to 3 or 4 months. So if you're still not sleeping good, if you're still feeling depressed and having anxiety, if you have an elevated heart rate and stuff like that, you may need to see a professional. You may need to see a doctor about that because these things aren't normal. You shouldn't be having an elevated heart rate unless you're high. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be depressed or anxious unless you're high. A reliance on medicine in any situation is not good too. I do believe weed is medicinal, but it's not meant to be abused in any way, shape, or form. So if your symptoms aren't going away and you're still feeling terrible after you quit, see a professional, see a doctor, see a therapist, psychologist, whatever you need to do, because weed isn't just the solution for these problems. There's probably something bigger going on emotionally or health-wise that you should get checked out. Now, once it is fully out of your system and you go to feel normal and like yourself again, which for me was about 2.5 to 3 months when I really felt normal again. I really felt like I was starting to know and become my true self again. I was social and feeling more energized and feeling happier and more content, more in the moment in general. Then I gauged how I felt and if I wanted to go back. So I since haven't smoked since. It's probably been 6+ months. I'll have to calculate the exact date. Me, myself, I started to feel a lot of benefits. So how do you start enjoying life more after it's fully out of your system? Step number 1 is step back and honestly gauge and look at your life. I read a ton of comments on my quit weed video where people say, I quit for 2 months and I was really depressed and my life sucked, so I just decided to go back to smoking. I talked about it in that video. If you stop smoking weed and realize your life is depressing or lonely, or you feel miserable or bored, these are underlying issues you have to solve. If you're bored, ask yourself, why are you bored? Ask yourself, why does my life suck? Ask yourself, why am I lonely? And work on those issues. That's how you start enjoying life again, like a normal person who doesn't rely on a drug to have them escape from the reality of their life, which may suck, sadly, in some cases. Now, for me personally, at first I was extremely bored. I was so bored. I honestly realized how much time I would waste just mushing out, and I would be so bored. So my solution for that was I started vlogging. I started this YouTube channel. It kept my time occupied. You know, I'm thinking about things to write. I'm writing out scripts for my vlogs. I'm recording my vlogs. I'm editing them. I'm posting them up. I'm doing graphics a couple times a week. It gave me something to fill my time with. And it turns out this has been a very fulfilling hobby for me, to be honest. Another thing I did was I started working out. I started doing hot yoga classes. I started playing basketball weekly. I just essentially filled up my schedule with things that would keep me busy and feeling fulfilled after I did these tasks. When before I would just be mushing out and playing video games, watching Netflix for hours on end. And I had to make the switch to more active things that for me filled my time and made me feel happier, to be honest. Now, if you're feeling lonely when you quit weed, the way you can enjoy life is you have to, one way or another, fix this problem. You have to go on more dates. I have a video that I'll put up right here about how to improve your chances on dating apps. If you watch that vlog and you follow those steps there, you will get more matches and you will get more dates. And eventually you will find someone that, you know, is a decent enough match that you guys can at least just be casually dating. You know what I mean? You may not find the love of your life, because I've personally been trying to look for an actual girlfriend for months on end, and I just keep ending up with casual relationships because they're not meeting my standards of what I'm looking for. Like, for example, if you feel now video games are boring now that you're sober, then you have to ask yourself, are video games even fun to you anymore? Have they been fun to you, or are they only fun when you smoke weed? Because pretty much everyone I know who plays an excessive amount of video games, they get super high to play video games consistently. They'll smoke, they'll play for an hour, then they'll smoke, then they'll play for an hour, and they constantly smoke. So you have to ask yourself, if you have to smoke to do things, whether it's video games or hanging out with certain people or certain tasks, are those tasks that you even enjoy doing? And maybe you don't. And maybe you should just completely remove them from your whole curriculum in general. Now, I'm not against video games. I play video games myself sometimes, but I don't need to get high to enjoy them. I still enjoy them like how I did when I was high, because I just enjoy it. I don't do no online gaming, to be honest. I'm really against the online gaming. I'll do another vlog on that entirely. I think it's one of the most harmful things to people. That's just my opinion. Now, if you find yourself bored in general, what I will say is supplement yourself with good hobbies. You have to create new hobbies, because now you've freed up all this time and all this mind space in your mind. You've freed it up. So you need to fill that with something else. It could be working out, it could be reading, it could be a side hustle, something that'll bring you a little bit of extra money on the side. You just have to learn how to find joy in other things other than being high. And when you're high, you can kind of find joy in anything. You know what I mean? You could get high and just sit there and watch the stupidest TV show and find joy in that. But in the bigger picture, it's a complete waste of time. It's not doing anything to benefit you. You're really not even enjoying that. It's just because you're high. You know, like I still watch shows and stuff like that I enjoy, and I feel enjoyment from them because I'm enjoying the show, right? I don't have to be high to enjoy them. One thing for me, when I quit weed, it made me so much more social. So I figured I would take advantage of this, and I talk to people every chance I get. Even when I'm just out and about in my condo in the elevator, I talk to strangers, just talk to random people. I strike up conversations everywhere. When I go places, I make new friends, left, right, and center. And I take advantage of this, and I'll meet someone new, you know, a guy or a girl. It could be like just a friend as a guy, and I'll be like, hey, you know, what's up? Maybe we work out together or something like that. And I'll be like, yo, what are you up to this weekend? Let's hang out, and we'll go out for some drinks or something, or they'll come over and, you know, watch some UFC at my place or whatever. But I really just make new friends all the time, and I hang out with people and I do new activities, because honestly, just being by yourself all the time, it's not a good look. Human beings are social creatures. We're meant to socialize. We're meant to be interacting with one another from the beginning of our creation. You know what I mean? We're not meant to just be staying in our own little places with our eyes glued on a TV screen for hours and hours and hours on end. So you guys have to break out of your comfort zone and make new friends. You have to create new hobbies. You have to improve your life. This is the whole point that I'm saying here. The way that you enjoy life after quitting weed is improving your life. Whatever way that may be, like working out, being more social, improving on your side hustles, or just reading and stuff like that. But the bottom line is that's what it takes. You have to improve yourself, which will bring you to my channel. You can watch all the videos I have here on the process of leveling up and different aspects of leveling up. But that's what it's going to take. So that's it for this one. It's kind of a general topic, but I hope you guys get the point here that to enjoy life after you quit weed, you have to improve your quality of life. You can't just expect you quit weed and everything magnificently fixes itself in your life without you putting any effort in. Have another video on that. I'll put it right here on why you have to put effort in. I really do suggest you guys check out my other vlogs. I'm not just shamelessly plugging my channel, but it's a lot of content that I feel a lot of people really need to see nowadays, and it could really open up their eyes. And I browse other people's YouTube channels all the time, and I find a lot of people are just spitting generic bullshit information out there. You know what I mean? Like, they're really not giving you any solutions. They're just pointing out the problems, which doesn't help anyone. You're not going to help anyone level up by saying, hey, you're fat. You know what I mean? You could say, hey man, you're looking out of shape. You should probably come work out with me, or maybe you should hit a workout plan. I'll give you a workout plan. Those are two completely different things. So check out my other videos. I'm sure they can help you guys in some way, shape, or form. And that's it for this one. Level Up Protocol. I'm Trilla D, and be your best self.